Hello everyone, it was wonderful to see your designs of your alien yesterday, and today we're finally going to meet the other character in the story. So this is who the boy meets in the story. So he clearly looks like an alien, and in the story he's called a Martian. Now that's the name of aliens which we think come from the planet Mars, but actually he could come from anywhere, we don't know. So when you see the word Martian in the story, that's who we're talking about. Now I wonder if the Martian is friendly or not. They are shaking hands, so maybe that gives us a little clue. Pause the video and have a think with your grown-up. The story is also called The Way Back Home. I wonder if they're going to find their way back home, and if they do, how will they manage it? So we are going to read the entire story today, and I'm going to ask some I wonder questions throughout the story. If you hear me ask an I wonder question, I want you to pause the video and think about the answers with your grown-up. Once you've had a chance to talk about some of my I wonder questions, you can carry on reading the rest of the story. I also want you to choose just a few of those questions to write down your answers so I can see what you think about the story. I hope you enjoy the story, and I can't wait to find out what happens and whether they manage to find the way back home. Once there was a boy, and one day, as he was putting his things back in the cupboard, he found an aeroplane. He didn't remember leaving it in there, but he thought he'd take it out for a go right away. The plane lifted off the ground and up into the sky. Higher and higher and higher. Suddenly, the plane spluttered. It had run out of petrol. Now the boy was stuck on the moon. What was he to do? He was all alone and afraid, and soon his torch began to go out. Up in space, someone else was in trouble too. His engine had broken down. I wonder where the alien is going to land. And steering the ship towards a flicker of light, he landed on the moon with a bump. Both the boy and the Martian could hear noises in the dark, and both feared for the worst. But as their eyes got used to the dark, they both realised they'd met someone else in trouble. They weren't alone anymore. The boy showed the Martian his empty petrol tank, and the Martian showed the boy his broken engine. Together, they thought of ways to fix their machines and how to get them both back home. I wonder what ideas they came up with to fix the plane and the spaceship. The boy jumped down to earth to get the things they would need, right down into the sea, and swam towards home. But by the time he got there, the boy was tired out, so he sat in his favourite chair just to catch his breath. His favourite programme was just starting, and he settled down to watch. I wonder if the boy has forgotten about the Martian. Don't forget to pause the video and tell your grown-up what you think. I wonder how that poor Martian is feeling now he's left all on his own. Suddenly, he remembered what he should be doing and rushed off to the cupboard to get what he needed. He ran outside and shouted, But there was no reply. He couldn't be heard. I wonder how the boy is going to get back to the moon. The boy climbed to higher ground, called again, and waited. This time, a rope was lowered. The boy began to climb, and the Martian began to pull, and soon the boy was back on the moon. I wonder if the Martian is going to be angry with the boy. The boy fixed up the Martian's engine with the right spanner, and the Martian filled the boy's petrol tank. They said goodbye and thanked each other for their help. They wondered if they'd ever meet again. After a long night, they were both finally off the moon. The boy went one way, and the Martian went another, both on their way back home. Do you think they'll ever meet again? What a fantastic story that was. They were such kind friends to one another, and because of that, they managed to find the way back home. Now, in that story, if you had any other I wonder questions that I didn't ask, you could write those down and share them with me, because it would be great to see if you were wondering anything else in that story. Come back tomorrow so we can explore this story even more.